How can I make my meetings with my executives much more productive and help me manage them, manage me, and empower each other? All right, here we go.
Well, there's this myth that executives don't like meetings. That's not the case. What I hate, and most executives hate, are getting in the meetings that waste time. So what does that mean? You should come to a meeting prepared to get a yes or a no. Hate wasting time, so come organized, come routinely. And I think it's pretty good, one time per month, if you come just to talk, strategize, plan together, where that time's reserved, fantastic. If you don't, then we're going to move on without you. So if you want to be a part of that planning process and the bigger picture, you've got to be able to commit to those meetings as well.
All right, so very important, critically important. You notice that Gordy pointed out two things. Come to me as executives on a regular basis and come ready. Bring proposals and recommendations so that all I have to say is yes, no, or let me take a look at it. That's one type of meeting. You need, as managers, that should be your most often format meeting, where you come with reports and you come with proposals. You come with reports. Let me tell you what's going on. Here's the things we're doing. Here's the things I'm doing. Don't jump into these. I'm only telling you because I'm reporting. I don't want you to dive into this issue, into this issue, into this issue. But I do want your feedback, but I don't want you to dive. So if you don't give them direction and your executive dives in, well, you didn't give them direction and you are not meeting them on a regular basis, okay, to let them know where you want them to be and how you want them to be involved. But notice that Gordy spoke of a second type of meeting, and that is once a month. I would recommend even more often is come to brainstorm. In those meetings that you are proposing and reporting, that's one type of approach. But the second approach is, listen, I need your help. Okay, can we brainstorm? Can we brainstorm about what I'm proposing to you? Can we brainstorm about this problem? Look, I don't want you to dive in, but I'm focusing and I'm working on this. Can we get together and talk about this? And see, if you don't speak in that language to executives, how do they know when you want them to dive in? How do you know when they want to strategize? Or better yet, how do you know when you just want them to say yes or no to 2 or 3 proposals? If you don't come in ready to talk to them in that language and structure the conversations, well, then you're not managing the meeting correctly. And they're not going to sit there and go, well, look, let me take over your meeting. No, not quite. And you know what? On the other hand, yes, that's exactly what they will do. If you don't come in ready and you don't manage the meeting, then they're going to manage the meeting and then they're going to basically run it their way. And you're going to sit there and go, hey, what I wanted didn't get covered. Well, because you didn't manage the meeting. All right, so fantastic pointers. I hope you like them. All right, so now, whenever we do want them to make decisions, how do we help executives make faster and better decisions? Okay, they're humans. They sometimes put a pulse on things. So, Gordy, how do we do that?
Let's talk about why executives delay on making decisions. You know, there's several factors. First off, we don't know the risk. Number 2, we don't have enough information. Number 3, we personally feel like, look, we got to get involved in the weeds to figure things out, so we'll delay at that point. Number 4, we know or think that other managers might disagree, and it's going to create a lack of buy-in in maybe 1 or more departments. So, if that's the case, here's what I recommend. Number 1, bring us more items for yes-no decisions. Number 2, if not, tell us you're wanting input. We'll help you out. Number 3, big one here, always attach the details so we can look at them. And when I'm talking about details, that means all the good ones and all the bad ones, the questionable things, the things that might go wrong. But most importantly, you need to go back and get together with your entire management team and present a united front. Anytime there's a chink in the armor, we'll see right through it. So if you don't get buy-in across department managers first, we as executives, we're going to delay on those decisions simply because we feel like, okay, now I got to go to work and see why some of your other managers aren't buying in and we don't have a united front. So if you present a united solution, we as executives will decide much faster and likely to approve it.
Man, I hope you caught that. I hope if you're watching this, online, then watch it again. Rewind it and watch it again. The things that Gordy spoke, if you listen to it on the radio, then go to my website, go to my YouTube channel and watch this video over and over and over again. We're going to post it next week. What he says here is golden. It's golden. Notice the things. Notice the things that it says. They don't like to take the risk. They don't want to take unnecessary risks. They don't mind taking risks. They don't like uncalculated risks. Okay, so they want to have all the information. But what he pointed out is you also have to show me that you've done the homework of talking to your peers. Because if you give me an idea and I know I have to go talk to IT, but you haven't talked to IT and I can tell you're not wanting to talk to IT, then you know what? I'm not going to, well, you know what? Do I get involved? Do I not get involved? And look, a lot of executives, they're not even going to tell you whether they're going to get involved. They're just going to pause things because they don't want to jump into what they don't know they're jumping into because you're not willing to go talk to IT. And if you can't go sell it to IT, what am I going to do? Now, there are times when it's good for the executive to go talk to IT or for our executive to talk to the other executive who oversees IT. But the vast majority of the time, that work, that legwork, that relationship building has to be built between the managers. And if the managers don't do it, then the executives, they delay. All right, so what is it? What is it that executives want from managers? It seems daunting. It seems overwhelming. Gordy, what is it that executives want from managers?
So what are execs looking for in managers? Well, several things. First and foremost, somebody that we can strategize and brainstorm with. Number two, someone that can create game plans based off of that strategy. Number three, someone that can work well together, collaborate with other managers on those game plans. Number four, you've got to be able to get feedback from your staff. And so it's a two-way street. They know what's going on. Number five, you've got to get other managers to approve things first. United front. Everyone has to be on the same page. Number six, can present executives a united game plan. And seven, you've got to be able to be open to update executives regularly. I want to be in the loop. Doesn't have to be for hours. It can be short, brief meetings, but I need to know what's going on. If you can do those seven things, you might have what it takes to be a manager.
All right, fantastic, love it. All right, so if you missed them, or let me recap them. You can strategize with executives. They're looking for managers who can create game plans. They can collaborate with them. They get feedback from their staff, and they create a unified front, and they get things approved from the other managers first, and that the managers can create a unified front. That's what executives want and need from managers. And finally, managers can regularly update the executives and don't keep them in the lurk and don't create a whole lot of silence. All right, so let's give some final strategies. Gordy, give us some final strategies on this.
A couple final recommendations. Number one, don't wait for execs to figure things out. That's why you've been hired. Managers figure it out and present it to us. Number two, don't wait for execs to get organized. That's why managers exist. You stay organized and the whole company will be organized. Number three, if you managers get organized, we will get organized as well. So coordinate with our executive assistants. Number four, make sure that you collaborate with each other. I can't emphasize enough. Make sure that you're communicating with other managers and you bring united proposals. We don't want to see any chinks in the armor. And number five, don't be afraid to disagree with us. In fact, that's healthy. I love healthy dialogue. I know I don't have all the answers. I'm not the smartest person in the room. I need somebody to please disagree with me from time to time. You'll follow those five things, I think you'll be well on your way.
All right, did you guys hear that last point? Don't be afraid to disagree with executives, okay? I've worked with Gordy on a lot of projects, and he and I have disagreed strongly and I mean strongly, very similar to the Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr. Characters in the segment of Jerry Maguire that I showed you earlier. Yeah, sometimes, and even with his bosses, we've had some rousing discussions because we need to push some things, and they don't agree. I don't agree. But what executives want is they want muscle to come to the table and have professional, tough conversations. And the managers tend to stay away because they're afraid they're going to lose their jobs. That's not what they want. Now, don't overdo it, okay? Don't be a fighter and become a hothead because then they're going to have to calm you down. You have to read the situation, the personalities. But the point that Gordy pointed out was fantastic is don't think and expect that the executives can and know how to get organized. That's what you're brought in for. You're supposed to be the one managing projects and aligning the teams. All right, Gordy, thank you very much.